And then let's get started. So what I'm going to do, Christian, is pull up your story that you wrote and let's look at it together. And I know Allie's probably going to be watching this later. So I just want you to make sure, Allie, if you're watching, to check your paper too, to make sure that you remembered all the parts of your checklist. And Allie, I don't see yours turned in yet. So you still need to do that. And Christian, I actually did read yours this morning. And I don't know if you saw my note yet, but I put it over here on the side. And it just says, I love it, Christian. Awesome job with your dress up words. The topic clincher words should be at least 2 keywords in both the first and last sentences of each paragraph. Don't forget to put commas before and after your who, which clauses. So let's just look at this. This is great. Your keyword outline looks really good. Looks like you followed the rules with that. I see that you marked off everything here. There are a couple things you forgot to mark. But did you remember to give it a new title, Christian? Yeah, you did. A Camel in a House. That's a new title. I think you muted yourself. You can just unmute yourself. Okay. So you can check that. You did the title. The topic clincher, I'm just scrolling back and forth here. I noticed that you need a little help with that. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But you tried, go ahead.
When it said 2, I thought like 2 period, like one in the bottom and one on the top too.
Okay, so what it means is 2 in the top and 2 in the bottom, at least. You could do 3 and 3, but you just did 1 and 1, so I understand why now. So now you know at least 2 on the top and bottom. And then here, complete sentences, does it make sense? This is what you need to do to check that, is just to read it out loud. I like to say, read it to your dog or your cat or your brother or your sister or your mom. I mean, that would be a good.
My brother and sister don't understand.
But at least you're reading it out loud. That's the point, because when you say it out loud, you will catch the mistakes.
I figured out how to,
it's true.
to fix it.
Okay, because sometimes when we read it in our head, I'm just going to tell you, Christian, sometimes when we read in our head, that's fine when you're just reading a book or something. But sometimes our brain fixes mistakes without us even realizing it. It's like an automatic thing that happens. But if you read it out loud to the mirror, to a stuffed animal, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you say it with your voice, then you will catch your mistakes. So that's what you do here for this part where it says complete sentences. Does it make sense? And the only way to know if it makes sense is to read it with your voice. Okay. Now let's look at this and go ahead and read it to me. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better there. And then we'll talk about it. But go ahead and read your story to me.
Once upon a time, a camel happily walked into Hared's tent. The camel was hot and it wanted shade. Hared, who had left the door open, now let the camel in. That's how the camel got in. Hared was so excited he needed one for a long trip, but instead he called 911 to arrest the camel. The camel pushed Hared. He was stuck wearily in the corner. The camel had walked a long way. The camel, which stank, made the tent smell like a farm. Hared rubbed his nose because of the bad smell. Hared, who was pushed out of the tent, sadly walked away on the hot sand. The camel had a home to sleep in. Hared had lost his home. He was stranded on the hot sand, and he had to find a new home.
Nice. Okay, good job, Christian. I really like your story. I like what you decided to put in there, and it flows nicely. There's just a couple of minor things I'm going to have you fix. Since you're the only one in class today, we're going to work on this a little bit. So I see that you attached it here. Do you know how to pull that up? Or do you have a paper copy of this story that you wrote?
Yes.
Do you have it on Microsoft Word, or what program did you use to type it?
Just Google Docs.
Oh, you do have it on Google Docs. Okay.
Yeah,
Do
my
you know-
mom printed it.
And your mom printed it. There's a way. Hold on, I'm recording. I'm sorry, Allie's mom is texting me. Let me respond to her really quick here. Tomorrow. See when she can come tomorrow. At 10:15. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to respond to her really quick. Do you know how to pull up the Google Docs while on Zoom?
Well, I'm not on the computer.
Okay. So you might have to fix it later then.
But I could fix it in class. I could ask my mom for the computer. She's not that far away.
Well, okay, go ask her if she'll let you fix it. If not, we can just talk about it.
Okay. My brother's using it right now.
Okay. Do you have the paper copy of it though?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I'll just kind of walk you through. Go ahead and get a pencil ready, and then I can show you what you need to fix, okay? So notice right here, you highlighted Hared's. I can't say it like you do. Harid? Harid, is that how you say it?
Hared.
Hared. And you highlighted Hared here. But this sentence is not your last sentence.
I know. I actually thought that period was a comma, and I didn't see the capitalized B.
Okay. Okay, so you'll have to fix that to match the last sentence. So you might have to rewrite that last sentence in order to have words that repeat or reflect. You have the word camel. Can you see where I'm circling camel?
Yeah, I am bolding it with my pencil.
Perfect. And then you also have camel, so that will work for that word. But you also need to maybe change he to Hared, and then you've got two words. And instead of putting Hared here, because then you'll have his name too many times in the paragraph, how about you change this one to he? So just draw a line through it and write he above that. So it says he was so excited. He needed one for a long trip, but instead Hared called 911 to arrest the camel. How about that? Did you fix it? Okay.
Yeah.
I have one other sentence here I wanted to talk to you about. This sentence here where it says, Jared, who had left the door open, now let the camel in. So whenever you put a who or which clause in the middle of a sentence, it needs commas. So you really need to put a comma after Hared.
The computer keeps correcting me.
Oh, well, the computer's wrong then. Because I think the reason why your computer did that is because right here, that should actually be a period, and you really don't need the rest of that sentence. Because you're saying the same thing twice. You said, It left the door open. Now let the camel in. That's how the camel got in. See how it sounds like you're repeating yourself right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really need that part. You can just cross out, that's how the camel got in. But make sure you have commas like after Hared and then after open. Oh, wait. Hared, who had left the door open, comma. Now let the camel in. So after open, you need a comma too. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay, then that paragraph looks good. You have happily, hot, who, called. Those are all good dress up words. Looking at paragraph number 2, you have Hared, and you need another word to highlight. So what can we do about that? You have the camel pushed Hared. Oh, by the way, you accidentally, I think you spelled, oh, how do you spell Hared? Is it A-I-R-I-D? Jairid?
I think I spelled it differently in each paragraph.
So decide on how you want to spell it and make sure you keep it the same. I think this up here, it looks like Jared, Jarid. So make sure you check your spelling on that. And then let's come up with another word for your topic clincher.
Topic clincher.
So you have the 2 sentences. You have the camel pushed Hared, and then you have Hared plugged his nose because of the bad smell.
I could use that.
That's not a keyword, though. It has to be a keyword.
I wish that was a keyword. It'd be much easier.
That is not a keyword. Let's see.
I've already worked too much today.
What about that word bad? How about you use a different word than bad, like mean? Well, is mean and bad the same thing? Let me see.
Because of the mean smell.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Hold on, stop everything. Bad is a banned word. So mean smell doesn't make sense. What would describe the smell? What's another word than bad? Horrible?
Horrible?
Horrible, terrible, whatever.
Awful.
Awful, that would work. So draw a line through bad and use one of those words because that's a banned word. So we can't have that.
I don't know how to spell terrible. I don't know how to spell awful.
I can help you. You want to pick terrible?
Yeah.
Okay, T-E-R-R-I-B-L-E.
R-R-I-B-L-E.
There you go. Let's come back to the topic clincher on that one. Let's look at the last one here. You have tent and home. I like that because it's like reflecting.
Yeah.
Usually
I'm repeating.
Usually you're repeating, but that was a good one. I wonder if you could do because you've got Hared who was pushed out of the tent. Oh yeah, you need your commas around that. So put a comma after Hared and tent. Because remember the who which clause has commas around it before and after. Sadly walked away on the hot sand. What if you did sand? He had to find a new home in the sand or in the desert, and that could be the same as sand.
Home in the Desert.
There you go. And then you can highlight sand and desert because that's also reflecting. Okay, and you don't have to turn that back into me actually, Christian, because I know you're working on it and fixing it. So you're done with that. I still gave you 10 points because you did a great job.
What are the points for anyway?
It's like a grade. It tells you how well you did. So if you got 10 out of 10, that means I really like it and you did an awesome job. If you got like a 5 out of 10, then it would be not so great. I'd make you change a bunch of stuff in order to make it.
0 out of 10?
That would be if you didn't turn it in at all. If you gave me a blank piece of paper, yeah, that would be a 0.
If I didn't write anything, that would be a 0?
That would be a 0. Okay, so now what we're going to do is look at, oh, we need to get out your yellow page. Okay, so get your binder out. And it should be at the very front of your binder. Let me get
the
mine.
yellow page.
It's page 27 and it's yellow. Remember that one?
I have 125.
And it's supposed to be the.
Oh yeah, I got 109 now.
It's from a while ago. It's the one where we have the dress up list on it.
Oh, that one's a long.
It's from a long time ago. So it should be at the front of your binder. Let me
I
show you
mixed
what it looks
everything
like.
up. I think I put it in finished.
Oh, it could be. I'm trying to find mine too. Oh, here it is. I found mine.
My mom keeps telling me to organize it.
Yeah, we can work on that.
And I really think she does mean it this time. I can't find anything.
Oh no.
I
looks
put it
like
in
this.
stylish writing.
This is what it looks like, okay?
Okay.
Stylistic techniques, it's yellow and it's page 27. You should have words on here already.
I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Did you look at the very front of your binder?
I think I found it.
Oh, good.
That's 441. I think it is in front of my binder.
This is 27. Yeah, look at the very front because that's where I had you leave it last time.
Well, after that, I left a lot of other stuff in the front.
Oh, maybe we should go through that and organize it really quick.
Source text. Checked in stylus writing. It's not in there. That's 47. Maybe it's this one.
27?
Light yellow.
Uh-huh.
This might be it. No. It's 191.
Okay, well, before you keep flipping pages though, did you look at the very front of your binder, like where the pocket is and everything? Look in there. I think that's where it's at.
Oh yeah, I found, like, that's a different one. I found it. It was at the back of the pocket.
I knew it was there.
Back of the pocket.
Yes. Okay, so you should have a few things on there already. You should have ly adverb. I'm going to write mine in, but this is what you should already have on yours.
To which, strong verb, and because clause.
Okay.
That's all that's on there. That's all that I have on there.
Let me catch up to you. Because
my pocketing is full because I ripped some of the holes in my stuff.
Oh no, yeah.
Like this. Every hole is ripped.
Uh-oh. Well, you can keep that one in the front pocket of your binder. You don't have to put it in the rings. You're going to add number 5. Are you ready? You need your pencil for this. You're going to add quality.
Adjective.
Adjective. Hey, you remember from grammar. Quality adjective. Good. That's number 5. So now that was what you did in your camel in the tent story, but we didn't have time in class to go over it. So we're going to talk about that really quick.
Yeah, I told my mom that we didn't go over it in class.
Yeah.
She thought we went over it. She thought I knew what
You
it
ran out of
was.
time. So then now we need to look at this one. This is page 109, and it's kind of a tan color. That should be at the front of your binder too.
I just put this in the front of the binder.
Oh, good. Okay, so you got it.
This is one of the yellow.
It's kind of yellow. It's kind of like a light yellow, huh?
Is it like tannish? Okay.
Yeah, tannish, exactly. Now for that one, this is where we're going to start making a new list, because these are the words that they're banned now. Okay, so we got to think of better words to use.
Didn't we already have a blue banned words list?
We do. That was for verbs. You're right. Very good. So that was like eat, ate, and think, thought, and those.
This one's for adjectives?
Adjectives. So I want you to.
Right, it does say banned words list adjectives.
Yes, you're going to put good in the first column and bad in the second column, because now those are too boring. You can't use those words anymore. You're going to have to come up with better words.
They're bad words for a thing.
Bad, you talked about that earlier. Let's fix this one first, even though it's the second one over. You remember how you fixed it to terrible?
Yeah.
And then there's also one that's horrible. What's another word you could use instead of bad?
Awful.
Awful, good. If somebody's acting bad, like a bad kid at school, like getting in fights and stuff like that, what's a word you could use instead of bad?
Mean.
Yes, I was thinking that. Mean or cruel. What if you're talking about something that tasted bad? Let's say you took a bite of something that was spoiled and it tasted bad. How could you explain that? Spoiled, or the way it tastes, though. It tastes bad, or it tastes
horrible.
Horrible. We already got horrible.
It's terrible. It tastes awful. It tastes.
How about disgusting?
Yeah.
Disgusting. Okay. That's a pretty good list for bad. So don't use bad anymore in your writing. How about the word good? What's another word we could say instead of good?
Great.
Great. I like that. What else?
Good. Republic.
Public?
Republic.
Republic. That is a good word, but I don't know how that would fit here. So what if something tasted good? How could you describe that instead of it tasted good?
Delicious.
There you go. Those are the kind of words I'm looking for. Delicious. What about if somebody says, "How are you?" and you say, "I'm good." What's another way to say that? I'm
great.
Great.
We already used great.
How about fine? I'm fine.
Yeah, but fine. Yeah, fine.
Or think about this. What if you're going to Disneyland and then you come home and you tell your friends about it and you say, I had a really good time. What's another way to say, I mean, you could say great, but what's another word you could say? I had a really blank time.
I had a really delicious time.
No, not delicious. Another word that you probably would use.
Happy? No. Yeah. That's a feeling.
Yeah.
That's not really
explaining your time at Disneyland.
Oh,
It was blank.
it was fun.
Okay, yeah, but instead of good, it was so good. It was so, okay. The word I'm looking for is awesome. That's
Oh,
good. Awesome. You had an awesome time. You had a really great, another one is wonderful. You had a wonderful time. That could also be used instead of good. Or fabulous. Okay. You got the idea. There's a little bit more space. If you think of other words, you can add them to your list, okay? But now, when you go to write your paragraphs, you want to make sure don't use good or bad. And if you need to use this list, go back and look at this list to help you come up with other words. Okay, Christian? Okay. So now, let me check here where we're at. Let's organize your binder a little bit. You're going to keep this at the front with
is
that
hot a
yellow.
band?
What?
Is hot a banned word?
Hot? No. Hot is not a banned word. Okay. Keep this one at the front of your binder with that other yellow page with the stylistic technique.
It's there.
And now open up your binder to finished compositions because you're going to put away the camel in the tent story. Okay. And then whatever other story you have at the front, we're done with those old stories. If your mom wants you to clean up your binder, you can just move it to finished compositions back here, okay? Just stick it all behind that, except your techniques list, that yellow page, keep that at the front and keep the other tan page at the front, okay? And there should be a blue page.
Marco Polo. I don't know
Blue
why
page
that's
stay at the front. Yeah, all the Marco Polo can go away. What else do you have there?
my full Marco Polo story.
Yeah, put all that behind finished compositions.
Marco Polo outline. Marco Polo.
Yep, that goes in finished compositions.
Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco Polo.
That was a big one.
Marco Polo.
My.
Antarctica. Antarctica.
Oh yeah, all that can go in finished composition.
Antarctica. Antarctica. Class notes for cats.
Yeah, put that away.
Reptiles.
Oh.
Cool.
Are you looking at the front of your binder? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All that, I want you to put them in the rings behind finished composition. So go to that tab and then turn it back and then stick it inside there, okay?
This is why my mom tells me to organize.
Yeah, you kind of got behind on that, but that's okay. If you just stick it back there. So there are those 3 pages, the colored pages, the bright yellow, the tan, and the blue pages. Those stay at the front of your binder. Everything else can be put away now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll take me a while.
That's all right. I'll wait for you. Okay. Your mom will be happy. I'm going to text Allie's mom really quick here. I will post link in. So I know while you're working on that, I'm just going to talk to Allie because she's going to be watching this recording. So Allie, Christian got a little behind on organizing his binder. So basically you check your binder too. Make sure all of your stories, even the camel in the tent, everything should go behind finished compositions. The only things you want to leave in the front of your binder are the yellow page, the stylistic techniques, that tan page, the banned word adjectives, and then there's a blue page, the banned word verbs. Those 3 pages stay at the front. Everything else is going to go. So go ahead and clean up your binder. Let me know when you're done, Christian. Because then we got to get out the next thing.
And what's the next thing?
Well, I'll wait till you're done so you can find it with me.
I think I saw some long one. There's a really long one. I just don't remember what it's called. Is this the one that you can draw your own picture?
Well, hold on. Are you done putting away the other stuff?
Nearly.
Okay,
I still
well,
have at least 10 pages to go.
oh my gosh. Well, stay focused on that. Don't look ahead yet because I want you to be done with that part first before we talk about the next thing.
Make that one a few pages to go.
Okay, good.
This outline I made. And dropped all my papers.
Okay,
I'm good.
don't forget to close your rings. Did you close
It's
them?
closed.
Good. Okay, good job, Christian. So now is your binder pretty clean?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No.
All right, so now go back to this one, the source text tab at the beginning. And you're going to look for 6 pages. It's quite a few. So we're going to take out 6 pages now. And it's called Overdressed Children. And you're going to take out page 113.
Keyword outline, the 117 I found.
Yeah, you're going to take out week 14. So it's going to be this page. It's going to be this yellow page called Writing from Pictures.
119.
117. Yep. Hold on. 119.
Yes.
And 121, which is the pink page. Do you see that one?
Okay.
And the checklist. So all the way to the checklist for overdressed children. There's 6 pages there.
I'm gonna find this. Oh, right. I forgot there is no story. I'm looking for the story, but
There's not, just the pictures. That's all there is. So you're looking for, start on page 113 and then take out everything all the way to page 123, which is the checklist.
I put that other yellow page in. Yeah, never mind. I think it's right here.
The one we looked at earlier?
No, the one that. Okay, it's down the mall.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I
thought I had put it in the finished compositions because I had it in the front part too. But yeah, I'm good now.
You're good now. Okay, cool. All right, so close up the rings in your binder. You can set that aside. And we're gonna look, you have this one here, this yellow page.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is just a quick review because you did this with the camel in the tent. You had the pictures, and then the central fact, remember, was what was exactly in the pictures. And then you had some details in the clincher, and you did that for each picture. And then over here, remember all these questions. When you ask yourself these questions, that's what you do when you think. I don't know if you knew that, but thinking means you're asking yourself who, what, when, where, why. Sometimes you ask yourself before, after, and outside, but who, what, when, where, why are the big 6 questions. Actually, that's 5. There's one more. It's how. When you ask yourself these questions, it's making you think. You can do that in every part of life, Christian. This is good for you to do for the writing class to help you come up with a story. But in life, when you have questions that you ask yourself, it triggers thoughts. And it's really good to practice that so you can develop your own thoughts about something. So let's say like the Loch Ness monster that you're reading about. You can ask yourself, where is the Loch Ness monster and why is it not really clear if it's real or not? Why do some people say it's real and some people say it's not real? And that makes you think maybe they've never seen it for themselves and they think it's just a made-up story, or maybe they have seen it for themselves and they know it's real because they saw it. So those questions about anything in life are really good to ask yourself whenever there's something you see on TV or something you hear about, or anything in life. You can ask yourself, even about food, like, why does it taste so salty? Oh, I think I put too much salt on it. Or why is it so spicy? Or where did that come from? Or when is that going to happen next? Or something like that. Okay. All right. I just want to show you that page. Now let's look at page 117. And now we have a new set of pictures today. And this was kind of a funny one, and it's called Overdressed Children.
They do look overdressed.
They do look overdressed. That seems a little extreme. They can't move right here in this last one, but you can look ahead. And let's just start at the top. Remember, when we do these outlines for the central fact, that's literally what's happening in the picture. So what do you see in that first picture? What do you see?
I see kids surprised to see, happy to see snow outside the window.
Okay, so you could say kids and you could use that word surprise, but remember, we can only do 3 words. What if we did kids, snow, window? Or kids, kids, snow, window. What do you think about that?
I think it's good.
Okay, good. And that's perfect because that's literally what you see. You see kids, you see a window, and you see snow outside the window.
And you see curtains, and you see a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, and you could mention that stuff, but the main things in the picture, I think you're right. It's the kids looking out the window. So they're probably inside the house looking outside. Because
if they're outside looking inside and it's snowing inside.
I like how you said the word surprised. So let's put surprised here, because I think that they do look surprised. And how else do you think they feel in the picture? How do you think they feel?
Excited.
Excited. I like that.
Happy.
Okay. Now you don't have to use all of those, but you can if you want in that sentence. But I'm going to show you from last week. I know you already put this away. Actually, have an idea. Since you already put away the class notes. At the very, very top of your page here, I just want you to list the big 6 questions. Do you remember what they are, the question words?
Who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Let's write them up here. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Perfect. Those are good. And then other questions you could ask. Remember how we had the word invisible? Like, is there anything invisible in the picture? Maybe we don't see, maybe they're with a big group of people. Maybe they're having like Christmas, and maybe there's a Christmas tree that we don't see in the picture, but it's there. It could be something like that. Or it could be something outside.
The walls.
Huh?
You don't see the walls.
Yeah, we don't see the walls, but I just mean like pretend that maybe there's something in the picture that we don't see. That's something you can do. That's why I'm adding a question mark here, because you can ask yourself, is there something invisible that we can't see in the picture? Is there something just outside of the picture? Or maybe, what do they, we're going to add a couple more questions at the very top here. Let's put think, question mark, say, or do. And that's all we're going to put. I know we kind of squeezed it all up there, but so we've got who, what, when, where, why, how, invisible, outside, think, say, do.
Think, say, do.
Yeah, so all of those are good questions to help you fill in this outline. Now, let's skip down here for a second. Let's look at the second picture and talk about the central fact. So what is happening literally in that picture? What do you see happening there?
Their mom is overdressing the children.
Yes. So you can put mom, she's there, over, and I'm going to use a hyphen there, dash, over dressing kids. Now, I know Allie's watching this, so Allie, if you have different words you'd rather use, that's okay. There's not a rule about having it exactly the same. So whatever each of you decide, it makes it your story. And then, of course, under here, you would list answers to all of these questions as you go through the outline. So you might ask yourself, why is mom overdressing them? Is she worried they're going to get sick? Is she wanting to make sure they stay warm? Is she, okay, so maybe it could be, what are they going to do outside? Maybe they're going to build a snowman. Maybe they're going to dig an igloo or something out of
Maybe they're going to search for a Yeti.
Okay, I like that. Maybe they're going to search for a Yeti. You can add that to your story. So you would use the outline, Christian, like you always do, 3 words, but you can use numbers and symbols and abbreviations for free, but you can't have more than 3 words. So as you're asking yourself these questions about the pictures, that's what you're going to put here. Let's skip down to the last one. What do you see for the central fact on the last one?
Overdressed children outside.
Yes. And
they can't move because they have so much stuff on them.
Yes. So we could say kids outside, and then we could put like move with a circle and a line through it, meaning can't move, right? Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, kids outside, and then I'm going to do move, and I'm going to circle it and draw a line through it so they can't move. Let me zoom in so you can see that better. Kids outside can't move. Yeah, they look like they're little penguins, right?
I zoomed in. Too much.
Too much. That's no fun. You can't play in clothes like that. That's too much. You're right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do for your homework assignment, because I'm going to let you get creative on this. I like your idea of there being a Yeti that you can't see, or they're going to go hunt for a Yeti or something like that. you can do that, Christian. So your homework, I want to show you this page too. So just look at this one too. This is page 119.
You can draw your own picture.
Exactly. So
Maybe I'll add the Yeti.
I'm going to give you a choice, Christian. Okay. You can make up your own story and make up your own outline. Remember, you're going to draw the picture, and then your central fact is exactly what's in the picture, right?
Mhm.
And then here you're answering all those questions: who, what, when, where, why, how, invisible, outside, think, say, do. That's how you come up with your outline. You can make up your own, or you can go with this one. And that's true for Allie too. Either one of those things for your homework. You can either finish this outline for these 3 pictures and write your 3 paragraphs. 3, okay? Just like you did for Camel in the tent. So finish this outline or make up your own. If you like that idea to get creative like that,
make up your own and finish all 3 write all 3 paragraphs.
yes, you have to do the outline first and then write your 3 paragraphs. So you can make up your own story, or you can write about this one. Does that make sense, Christian?
Yeah, so wait, if we do the one where you make up your own story, do we have to finish the other one?
No, it's or. It's one or the other. You don't have to do both.
I'll do the drawing picture one.
I knew you probably would.
I knew I would.
Yeah, but here, Christian, let me remind you, because I know you. Don't make it gory, okay?
I know.
Okay, don't make it gory or gross. Make it fun and interesting, but no gore or being gross. So yes, you can draw your own pictures. Think about what happens in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. Draw your pictures first, okay, Christian?
Okay.
And then you're going to write your outlines, and then you're going to write your paragraphs. So I'll put that in the Google Classroom. Before you pack up, though, I see you putting stuff away. Hold on a second. We still have 5 minutes. Don't put things away yet. I want to show you that they gave you a handy dandy adverb word list. It's so nice. Look at that.
I think we already printed one out.
Oh, good. Well, here's another one. This one, yeah, you can use this for, because it's on your checklist to add an ly adverb. So you can use this list to help you come up with.
I have this one.
Oh, yeah, keep that too. That's another good one. And you can use this one. This is the pink one, page 121. We just got this one out. So use that. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about, I know I'm going kind of fast here at the end, but look at your checklist. Let's review that first. And this is the same checklist that you're going to use for your made up story, okay? So I don't know what Allie's going to decide. Allie, you can either do the one about the overdressed children. If you like that it's already there, you can finish that one. Or you can make up your own. And if you make up your own, you're still going to use the same checklist. So don't forget up here, you're pretty good at that, Christian. I saw that you gave it a new title. You used the clincher. Now you know it's 2 words in the top and 2 on the bottom for each paragraph. And then you've got ly adverb. You have your handy dandy list. The who which clause, the strong verb.
Handy dandy lists with an S.
Lists. Yes, thank you. Yes. Because clause. And then there's a new one here again, quality adjective. And that you can use your banned words list, the words, the other choices that you put on there for good and bad. You can use those words as a quality adjective. So basically, a quality adjective is a word that describes the noun. So if you want to describe the children,
is it just like a regular adjective?
A regular adjective. It doesn't have to be ly. It could be just a plain
adjective.
So things like a color word, or it could be a word to describe the size. Like if you wanted to talk about the children in their bulky jackets, right? They were wearing bulky or fluffy jackets. Either one of those would be a good adjective to describe their
Enormous Yeti.
enormous Yeti. Perfect. So enormous is an adjective describing the Yeti. That's right. Or hairy Yeti, or I don't know, crazy Yeti could be that too. So basically a word to describe something. So you'll have to look for a noun like Yeti or children or forest, and then think of a word to describe that noun, and that can be your adjective, your quality adjective. So let's look again at your band words. You've got say, said, that's band. See, saw, that's going to be tricky for you if you're talking about a Yeti. So don't use see or saw. Okay. Don't use think or thought, and don't use go, went,
Go, went, goodbye.
So that's a pretty long list. You got to watch out for those things and make sure you don't accidentally use those. And then the rest down here, when you read it out loud to yourself, remember I talked to you about that at the beginning, so you can read it to your dog or somebody in your family or a stuffed animal or whatever. Just read it with your voice. Then as long as it sounds good and it makes sense, you can check that box right there. Okay. Okay. Man, we are like 30 seconds early. We did good. Do you know what to do for homework?
Yeah.
You're all set?
Yeah.
All right, Christian. I will see you next Monday. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.